We are following breaking news from Saskatchewan tonight. Miles Sanderson, the suspect in a deadly stabbing rampage that killed 10 people in Saskatchewan, has died after being taken into custody. Sanderson was initially taken into custody off of a highway in Rosthern, northeast of Saskatoon. His arrest came almost an hour and a half after an emergency alert was issued in Waka. That's about a half-hour drive east of Rosthern. Police say Sanderson went into medical distress shortly after he was taken into custody and was pronounced dead at a Saskatchewan hospital. Here's the latest from RCMP.
At approximately 3:30 p.m., the suspect vehicle was seen traveling south on Highway 11, south of Rosthern. To ensure the safety of drivers on the highway, the vehicle was directed off the road and into a nearby ditch. Police officers surrounded the vehicle and, through verbal identification, confirmed the identity of the driver to be Miles Sanderson. He was arrested by police and taken into custody. A knife was located inside the vehicle.
For more on how this dramatic series of events came to an end, let's bring in CB24's Beatrice Vaisman for more. The entire country was waiting for this update, Beatrice.
And now both suspects in this mass stabbing, Lena, are both dead tonight. There's still a lot of questions. How did this happen? We know that Miles Sanderson in the blue shirt on the right of your screen, he was alive when he was taken into police custody, but some point after he was placed in handcuffs, he went into what police are calling medical distress. The medics were standing by. They took him by ambulance to Saskatoon, roughly 65 kilometers northeast from where the takedown actually happened. And then he was ultimately pronounced dead in hospital. So still a lot of questions about exactly what transpired, but the RCMP Assistant Commissioner quite clear that an autopsy will in fact determine what caused Miles Sanderson's death. She refused to answer questions about whether there was any drugs on him at the time of his death, whether the RCMP actually recovered anything like drugs inside the vehicle. She would only say that a knife was found inside the car. When it comes to her messages to the family, she says she hopes that the death of Miles Sanderson, the fact that there's no more threat to the community of James Smith Cree Nation, where this mass stabbing spree all started 4 days ago, she hopes the people of that community can rest easy tonight, knowing that both perpetrators in this mass stabbing are no longer alive. When it comes to the motivation, herein lies the challenge. When your two suspects are dead, there's not many answers that you can garner moving forward, specifically when it comes to motive. Here's more from the RCMP.
Unfortunately, now that Miles is deceased, we may never have an understanding of that motivation. And we've conducted 120 interviews to this point. There's more that we have to do, but witnesses and people around him only have so much information. His motivation may at this time and forever only be known to Miles.
Also, what may only be known to Miles is how his brother, Damian Sanderson, on the left of your screen, died. Now that both of these suspects are dead, police say there's going to be very challenging to piece together the part of the investigation that led to Damian's death. What happened between these two brothers? But ultimately, this is about peace. This is about grief. This is about healing for the community of James Smith Cree Nation. And again, the Assistant Commissioner of the RCMP tonight, Lena, saying she hopes that this conclusion to this manhunt now gives them that chance to start grieving and really paying homage to their loved ones who lost their lives. 10 people dead, 19 people injured, Lena.
That is for sure. Beatrice Vaisman reporting live in studio tonight. Thank you, Beatrice. Now, the 10 victims of the deadly stabbing rampage have been identified. They range in age from 23 to 78 years old. 9 were from the James Smith Cree Nation, while 1 was from the nearby town of Weldon. The chief of the Saskatoon Tribal Council lost family in the attack, including his sister and her son.
Why did this happen to our family? Why did this happen to all families? And I want to make it very clear that we're not talking about any other families here, because that's not our place, that's not our right. We're We're talking about our family, and I think the public needs to know who Bonnie Lee Good Voice Burns was. She was a member that made a difference in people's lives. She was a sober person. You go into her home. It was a beautiful home. It was filled with love and care. And the children always came first.
And for more information on this story, you can visit our website, cb24.com.